Hey, a lot of people don't think outside of the box when it comes to portraiture lighting. A lot of the stuff that really wows people is something that's cutting edge and is really not seen before, and you think it's like, well, everything's been done before. It's like, almost, but not exactly. Lighting angles. How you can isolate light where you think it would never emanate from. What is it that you think you could do with a Speedlight and a set of wireless triggers? By the way, my photo contest for this week is giving away 2 sets of wireless triggers, like these flash cue triggers here. What is it? Now, I've made several videos on showing you how to make a fiber optic mod like this. Now, here in the age of digital photography, editing out something is incredibly easy, like someone has a stray hair, or editing out and that's a pet peeve of mine. Someone will take a picture of a hot chick and they'll post it to their portfolio, and they've adjusted the balances and everything, and it's like they didn't spend 5 minutes in Photoshop editing out armpits double. It's just pretty, it's like, yeah, why, it's like you really missed the anyway. Editing out a cable like this. This is a fiber optic cable. It's attached to a Speedlight. It's very, very simple. Now you can make one of these for 20 bucks. It's 2mm fiber optic cable. Let me set my power. Select. Everybody thinks they need TTL Speedlights and TTL triggers, and it's just, I think I got by 20 years without TTL Speedlights. Pretty sure I did, especially wireless ones. We were even happy to have wireless. I mean, that's even basically a recent invention. Don't need that sort of stuff. Imagine single source lighting. Single source lighting is incredibly important. Now imagine what you could do with incredible directionality and the unique placement that you could give to a fiber optic illumination. Imagine somebody actually sitting on the floor and there's just the slightest wisp. I mean, the subject is basically 3.5 stops underexposed relative to the midtone. You've got no lighting, and you can barely autofocus on the subject. Imagine actually somebody looking into their hands, or actually imagine a portrait or a model shot of someone looking in their hand like they're looking into a compact mirror. There's basically no illumination. You flash this with this attached behind her or on her hip, where she's actually looking into her hand and the Speedlight illumination illuminates her face. Like, say she's looking into her hand and she's putting on lipstick, and the light is pouring from what you would imagine to be the compact mirror. Now you could edit out this cable in less than 3 minutes. You'll think, wow, that's in the shot. It's like, isn't this digital photography? And I'm all one for not, radically altering digital photographs. I mean, you want to adjust everything to make it look perfect. Do selective exposure. Did I say exposure? I have too much coffee. Selective exposure raising in your shots in Lightroom. That's fine. But I mean, a little 3-minute edit to remove out a stray hair, or like, for example, this fiber optic cable. So what? I mean, if it makes a beautiful picture. Imagine the things that you can do by placing light in unique places. Imagine having 2 Speedlights behind someone for the perfect silhouette shot, where you actually have a Speedlight with the head with the bounce card coming this way, and another Speedlight attached to the bottom of this one with the bounce card coming in the same direction, actually taped or hung off the belt or dress of somebody that you're taking a shot of, for the most exquisite silhouette lighting. Start thinking about wireless triggers and where you could drop your Speedlights like Easter eggs, for the proper illumination. Now, I did one for a pool shot where I actually stick this inside of a Ziploc freezer bag, which is clear, by the way, with a wireless trigger. And wireless triggers, as long as you're not too far away, they do work underwater. It is radio frequency. And stick that inside one of the disposable Ziploc plastic container units, wrap duct tape around it, hang that off of one of my light stand weights, and pull it halfway down to a pool, and take an evening model shot of someone in the pool where the light is actually coming in and pouring in from up above under the waters. I mean, that makes for some beautiful lighting. Think of where you can place your Speedlight triggers. One of the most useful things in the world, let me grab it over here, for Speedlight use, and a lot of professionals will do this, there is actually a little cold shoe that sits on top of this monopod. I place my Speedlight and a wireless trigger on the top of this monopod. I can open it up. What you do, let's assume I'm standing up. You know, place this wherever I want, for whatever angle that I want, with whatever light mod that I want, to get the proper illumination, the proper type of, whether it's diffuse lighting, soft contrast, hard contrast, silhouetting, whatever I want. You know, everything is about light control. All professional photography is composition and an expertise in light manipulation. Understanding soft light, understanding hard light, understanding where to place the ratios of the profiling of the contours of someone's face or whatever it is you're shooting for aesthetic qualities and beauty. Where do I place that to give this shape, this form, definition? Accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. You know, I see some gorgeous, beautiful portrait shots of someone that in broad daylight is, you know, like ugly like me. But with a proper illumination, you can make the photographs really, really intriguing. Or you can remove the wrinkles out of some, you know, wrinkled old woman with the proper diffuse values, where you have really soft light using a beauty dish, or you have high key lighting, where you can really immediately, without any photoshopping at all, remove 20 years of wrinkles out of someone's face. I mean, when you know how to do that, by understanding lighting ratios, hard light, soft light, where to place your speed light, interesting lighting for effect, you know, that stuff, you know, and these are all DIY photography mods. You can't buy this creation, this fiber optic creation in the store for Speedlights. You can't buy it. You should be able to buy it, but it's my creation. I show you how to make it in other videos. Why don't you make something like that? When you can actually take light and bend it in corners like a rope, which you can with fiber optic illumination with a Speedlight on the other end of it, that gives you a world of possibilities that a Speedlight alone and by itself cannot let you do. And when you can do those things that nobody else knows how to do or does do, then that makes you set up to get the pictures and the money that other people don't get. And the amount of effort that's required on your behalf to obtain that is not that much. This is a $2 cold shoe. This mounted on top of a monopod gives, and a Speedlight on top of that with a wireless radio trigger, gives me incredible options for lighting angles. Just simply handheld. I got my camera in one hand, monopole in the other with a Speedlight on the end of it. I mean, that's a lot of control of lighting. Think about stuff like that. Think about making this fiber optic mod. Think about all the other fiber optic, or excuse me, Speedlight mods that have shown you how to make. Think about putting the light in some place that you've not conventionally thought you could place light. It's like, when I can snake light and stick it anywhere, you know, that opens up a world of possibilities that other people just don't think of. They don't do it. They can't do it. So, think outside of the box. Okay? It's not about working harder. I don't believe in hard work. I believe in smart work. It's a big difference. Not that I have anything against hard work. Well, maybe I do. Maybe I'm kind of fat and lazy. I believe in working smarter, not working harder. Okay? Bye.